3D. Let's just let drunk Spencer tell us.
Yeah, guys.
Spencer, stop trying to eat the dice.
What?
For the listeners at home, guys. For the listeners at home.
They're colorful.
All right, Spencer.
I really hope you sober up tonight.
I think we
This
all
could be a
He's
tragic
fine.
ending.
He just kills us off because he's drunk.
Last time on Harmontown, our heroes were divvying up the treasure hoard of Giantis, the Green Dragon, a task that by all means should have taken no longer than a single session. After coming across the goggles of night, Krista Berg, the rogue, put them on, granting him dark vision. With his newly enchanted eyes, the rogue found a portal to another plane, deep within the dragon's mystical crack. After some discussion, the heroes plunged through the portal and found themselves in a hazy, dark place, the Shadow Plane. Just then, a mysterious dark sun appeared and animated the shadows of Sharpie, Quark, Mulrin, and Christaberg. The shadows, newly awakened, freed themselves and danced off towards a thicket of ashy black columns. Having lost their shadows, the group was considerably weakened, and lost, having just been transported to yet another plane. But just then, the gang was approached by a large, swift, shadowy horse beast. Though silent and slightly off, Moraine could tell the beast was somehow linked to her companion, Coco, who was last seen on the plain of Twyla. After mounting the shadow creature and planting a flag of sadness into the ground, the gang pressed onward into the stand of ebon pillars, hoping to regain their shadows and find their way. But would they truly find what they were looking for in the thicket of ebon pillars?
Drunk Spencer!
Still got it.
God damn it.
What is the flag of sadness?
I was listening to Harmontown today, and at some point before you guys departed, Sharpie was like, I sew a blue flag made out of my sadness.
I said that?
Yeah.
It's
and
perfect
I
that it's
planted it
blue.
into the ground.
That's a good color for sadness.
The reason you did it was to mark where you had been in case you got lost or were going in circles.
Oh.
It was pretty brilliant.
All right, so now we're marching off towards the dark columns, right?
Towards the dark
I can
columns.
see.
Yeah, so our shadows
Are gone.
Christaberg, are gone. We're going to go regain.
I don't ever use my shadow, so I'm cool with
it
it.
turns out we took a lot of vitality points, right? Or what sort of points?
Yeah, that's true. You guys took some ability damage. You're weakened and you feel kind of more ill and sickly, as it were.
So I just feel kind of shitty because my shadow ran away.
In game terms, you have -1 strength and -4 constitution.
So it's kind of like being hungover.
It's like being
You'll find out tomorrow.
poisoned.
All right, so how far?
Don't drink Gatorade. It's a lie.
No, it's bacon sandwiches. The British
No, don't drink
That is the
bacon sandwiches
traditional-
either.
the British scientist people, that's what they're called. They commissioned a study that actually linked bacon sandwiches to ending hangovers
And eggs.
and eggs.
But fastest hangover cure of all?
Suicide.
Saline drip.
Oh.
Medical students give each other...
You'd have to be a real loser to have like a saline drip at your house.
They're real professionals.
On the little
I
rolling
just found out
stand.
they have vans in Las Vegas where you can get in and they hook you up to an IV and you can continue gambling while they IV saline into you, and it kills your hangover in like 10 seconds.
Wow.
But it's bad luck.
The van is called a wake-up call.
I said that to somebody, and their immediate question was, "You mean like video gambling, right?" And I realized for the first time, the alternative would be that there's a blackjack dealer in there.
That was
Yeah.
me. I said
That
that.
is
All right,
good.
yeah.
Spencer's
I
got
was
it.
there, you guys.
All right, so how far off are these columns, Spencer?
You guys are approaching them. Soon you'll be inside of this entanglement of columns.
Okay, so we walk up to the entanglement of columns.
Yeah, you do.
Stick with me, guys. I can see.
The floor is ashen gray, and the pitch black columns jut out of the ground into the sky, their gnarled and clawed branches grabbing at the black sky above. You can hear an ethereal wind blowing, and far-off whispery voices creep into your ears, telling of misery and madness in languages unknown.
Fuck. So they can't see it, so I'll describe. The columns are like intertwined. It looks like they're almost grasping at the sky.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can, Jeff can kind of see them. Quark
You can
kind of
see them, right?
Yeah.
Back me up, bro.
Yeah.
You guys are really not
He's
seeing
pretty much right.
It looks like they're grasping at the sky.
Yeah.
I pretend that I can totally see them. Who the fuck do you think? Well, yeah, I know.
Are they grasping at the... How many fingers are there?
What do you mean? They're columns.
How many columns? How many are there?
Sharpie's bluff falls through.
I guess.
Okay, guess.
5.
Well, you roll to see if it's... Oh.
No, I mean, he guessed correctly. In terms of convincing...
All right, you guessed correctly, but it was clearly still a guess. The way you threw up your hand was...
No dice.
5.
No dice were rolled.
All right, so these columns... Can I go examine the columns?
Yeah, you can.
I examine the columns. I'll go examine the columns.
Their surface is smooth and black. Yeah, and that's what they look like. They seem rather straight, stretching high into the sky, and as noted before, they have gnarled branches.
Gnarled branches, so we could climb these things.
Yeah, definitely.
You're a big climber, huh?
I love to climb.
Do you want to climb?
I love climbing columns.
You hear a soft squish, 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 squish.
Oh, shit. Is it approaching us?
Who knows, man?
I cast light.
Yeah, you do. Your light has an incredibly diminished effect. You can only see about 10 feet ahead of you. You don't make anything out. Squish, squish, squish.
Oh, God. All right, well, yeah.
Do I have a torch?
Yeah, you do.
I don't think it's going to work.
Well,
I think the light shit isn't working.
But if I... All right.
I mean, it like I said before, it would work better.
I was going to attach a
than
torch to an arrow and then shoot it towards the squishes, but I guess that's a bad idea.
It's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, don't attack.
Well, I do want to attack.
Don't attack the squishes.
We never. I've been living in regret ever since we fought that dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that dragon came out and said, "Delicious morsels," and you just fucking started firing at it. You don't know, like some dragons will be like, "Hey, my name is Ralph. Like, let me hang out with you."
Well, I challenge you to be so good at archery and not attack everything.
You know, like
that
almost
you see.
most of the encounters you guys have had so far have actually had non-combat resolutions that were possible.
Well, there's no way we would know that.
Yeah.
Why are you telling us this now?
Because I guess that that's the case.
We disagree, and consensus is you're wrong.
All right,
I have a good feeling about that fucking dragon.
think
he
you're
would be
wrong.
our best friend right now.
You were good. You were lucky with the 5 columns, but
Right,
this
well,
is
then
too much.
I start climbing up one of the columns.
I think it's my turn. On Coco, on Coco, I approach the noise, and it says I have low light vision.
You do. Oh, right, because you're half elf. I think you're a human.
You are
for some
always
reason.
forgetting I'm half elf.
That sentence has
I
never
don't
been
see-
said.
I don't see race.
Nice, cool dude. So I approach.
I
You
know
don't
if it's
see
a good
anything.
idea.
You can
Okay.
hear the squishing, but you can't see a thing. In fact, you have the best vision, Christaberg, and you can't see anything making. You can still hear it. It sounds maybe like it's going around, coming from
Like a
random
circle
directions.
or circling around us?
Like you can't tell it's a circle, but definitely different places around you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I start climbing up one of the columns as high as I can go.
You climb it. It feels firm and kind of springy underneath your grasp. It's not
Kind of like a cock.
Once you go giant black ethereal column,
You never go white giant ethereal column.
placing your fingers around this stiff, rigid object. No, you climb up the black pillar, and you can actually. They're all black, it's all black pillars, but you can see there's something pretty far off that looks like it's not black. It's like a tuft of color.
Up
on
to the top?
of- Yeah, on the top of a far off pillar.
Oh,
that
so
he could see from his vantage.
So I'm on the wrong pillar, but I can see from this column that I can see another one that has a different hue.
Yeah. I mean, wrong's all relative, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
In this case, I would say wrong is the right word to use.
Well, what if it was like a trap? And then it would be the right pillar.
Maybe
to
you're
go.
on
Right,
one of the
I
4
gotcha.
right pillars.
It's not a trap.
So how far up am I right now?
You're about 30 feet up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stay there.
Okay. He conceals his knowledge.
Does he tell us?
He doesn't sound like it.
No, I pass on what I see to everybody else around me.
Can I try and climb up to where the color is?
Yeah. You're not quite as good as a climber as Quark is, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have a climb skill? You know, on the right bar of your skill chart.
It says no numbers, so that's infinity?
It doesn't say any numbers?
No numbers are there, so I assume I have all of the climb
points. It's infinity, yeah.
All right, well, then I just bound to the top.
I climb down and say, you know what? I see another column over there. What's up there?
You can't see because you have low light vision, right? Not dark vision.
Yeah.
You can only kind of make out like the outline of like maybe it looks kind of like a blob. It doesn't really look like much.
But it's a color.
It's definitely color, and everything's pretty much black and white in this world and gray. So it's kind of contrast.
I have levitate. I can levitate.
Why don't you go levitate up toward it?
I shall.
Why don't you, like in Roadhouse, get nipple to nipple with it?
Squish, 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 squish. Casting levitate, right? That's happening?
Yeah.
Okay. You slowly float up into the air.
Slowly slowed up.
It's Buster Brooks.
Slow sounds like a slur against some kind of race.
You go into the you go into the
slowly
you go into the underground chamber.
So you're floating up in the air. You're a good 20 feet, away from the elevation that you need to be at. So you continue to ascend.
Okay.
Squish,
Yes.
squish, squish,
I
squish.
I use wild empathy, and I ask Coco if she knows what that squishing.
Why
noise
wouldn't
is.
you ask the squish person? Oh, they're far away.
Or they're not seeable. Like you haven't seen them. Okay,
Right,
Coco
so-
doesn't respond. I mentioned in the last session, Shadow Coco can't communicate.
Shadow Coco?
Yeah.
Once you go Shadow Coco.
They never go corporeal Coco.
As the old saying goes. All right, well, what can I do here? I feel like I haven't done anything.
You got traps. You have a bow.
All of these are very aggressive.
That's true.
I want to do. Hey guys, can we all agree? Let's have a non-conflict resolution.
Yeah, let's find the non-conflict resolution
All right.
of this chapter.
Okay.
Let's do this.
I agree.
Awesome.
All right, I yell out to the thing. Have you heard, Lady in Red?
Holdo!
What did it say?
Oh, he said Hodo.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
What did he say?
You whisper?
No, I yell.
Okay.
I yell it out at the top of my impressive lungs.
Holdo!
Sounds like he's saying Holdo. He might be.
I yell out, "You can pass if you want."
We should have decided what you should yell before you yelled that.
It's an inversion of the classic "You shall not pass."
Good to know.
Oh, it's a person who can speak.
He's talking to us.
See,
Squish person.
thanks for the notes, but
Squish.
Do you
squish,
come
squish,
in peace?
Squish. I would say so.
Oh,
these
thank
guys.
God! Wait, I clamber down from the columm and I walk out into the middle of the middle of the columns, and I summon the squishy people to me.
how excited he is.
Okay.
Squishy people.
And
That also sounds racist.
the squishy people. Sharpie's still floating up in the air also. You were probably like approaching him, so like you'd get to him first before you would get that like chronologically, unless you want to float down to the ground.
Sorry, I don't get that.
You're floating in the air.
Yeah, I know.
You just want to chill?
to the color
chillax?
thing.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
You should keep
Floating
it to
in
the color
the air.
thing, right? That's where
Yeah.
you're going.
Am I up by the color thing?
You're getting close. Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Can I
You're
keep-
approaching it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to.
You make it out. It's actually a person. What is the person like?
Wow, this is getting real racist.
You find a wizened old man sitting up in a tree in very tattered yet shimmering white rags that stand out in stark contrast to the black column he is perched in. Holdo!
Ah! Jesus Christ!
Dear sir,
Go ahead.
hi, I'm Mulrain.
Sweetie.
What?
You're down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down here. I'm calling up.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Dear sir, I am Mulrain, and
I'm sorry, that's my girlfriend.
and these are my friends. We mean you no harm, obviously. What's your story?
Breffy the Wanderer is my name. I've been wandering for all my life, never sleeping in the same place twice.
Sweeping in the same place twice?
Twice.
I say nothing and just float back down.
I climb up the column to Breffy. Breffy?
Breffy.
Breffy?
Breffy.
Breffy the Wanderer. I climb
I'm
up.
Breffy.
I climb up. I climb up. I like the sound of this guy, so I climb up the column to talk to him.
How's it going?
I extend a small hand and welcome.
He takes your small hand.
What is a small hand?
I say to him,
Don't you have just the hands you have?
I'm small.
You can pick hands.
I'm a small gentleman. I'm a gnome.
Oh
He's
God,
about
I
the
was gonna
size
make
of like a
reference to it.
6-year-old boy.
He's a little man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little guy.
I didn't know this the entire time.
I'm a little guy.
In my head, it was just you, but you don't have a tie.
Now go back and think of me fucking Coco.
It's way better.
Exactly.
That's why you had to stand on the tree stump?
Yeah.
It's like this is like Fight Club for you. You're going
No,
back.
but dude, if I have to fuck a horse at my height, I have to stand on a tree stump.
Yeah.
Just maybe a less widthy one than the one you would have to.
Exactly. Okay, so I say to him, look, our shadows have been taken from us. Do you know anything about this?
You know, I just saw some shadows wandering down not too long ago. Yeah. Listen, I'd love to help you folks, but right now we're being surrounded by phantom fungus.
Phantom fungus.
Phantom fungus!
I summon Dalton.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. What?
Oh, no. I wish we had a cooler from a notorious roadhouse bars to come clean up the action.
Yeah, it's time to not be nice.
Do I have any thing I can use here?
You have traps.
I don't want to. Can I ask him something and he can ask the guy?
Yeah.
Hey,
Quark.
Quark.
Yeah.
Yep. You can hear me?
Yes, Chris.
I've got strong pipes from my years of touring. Could you ask, what's his name? Breffy? Breffy.
I'm Breffy.
Did he say his name was Breffy?
Breffy the Wanderer.
Could you ask Breffy if the phantom fungus, I mean, they sound like bad guys, but are they good guys or bad guys? And is the phantom also with an F? 2 questions.
Okay. Breffy, when you say we're being surrounded by phantom fungus, is that a threat or are they cool?
Phantom funguses are mindless funguses that try to eat people. Also, they're invisible.
And impervious to pluralization.
Breffy.
Oh God!
Breffy.
Can you? Did you not ask the F question? Is phantom with an F, or is also fungus with a PH?
Can you also ask why he's so unaffected? Why he's not afraid?
Are you unafraid because you're standing up on top of the column?
I feel like Q-wise, my question was before. If we're going just in terms of...
I climbed down the column, put Christerberg on my back, and climbed back up so he can have this conversation with Breffy the Wanderer.
Real quick question, Breffy.
I'm Breffy.
It's gonna... Yeah, I heard that. Now, this seems like it's not really gonna count, but is the phantom with an F, or is the fungus with a PH, or is it spelled like you normally would spell it?
He looks down to the ground for a bit, mulling it over. I can't spell.
Can you take me back down?
Yes.
We have a tradition as a group of attacking everything that wants to be friends with us and having these Keystone Cops encounters with everything that's just an animal. Like every time a bear just wants to eat us, we end up like changing pants with each other.
Quirk, can you carry me up there ever?
I climb down and drop off Christerberg, pick up Mulrain.
Thanks, bro.
You got it. I'll see you on the flip-flop.
If you'd asked him, is a flip-flop with an F or a PH?
The first flip is with a PF, and the other one's a PH.
Like Pfizer.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And the other one's like fat, but
like a Tuesday, Fat Tuesday, or person?
No, like a PH fat, like
a Tuesday.
Like a Tuesday.
Okay.
So then I put Mulrain on my shoulders and I ferry her back up the column to have her ask a question.
That happens.
Hi. Why aren't you afraid?
Well, I'm used to phantom funguses. They come round the ebon thicket quite often.
Can you tell him it should be fungi, not funguses?
I climb down and I pick up Christopher.
As Christopher goes up, before he goes up, I put a note in his pocket. That's my question.
Okay, sorry.
How about this? I climb down the column. I take out a pad of paper and I have everybody write down their questions.
Mine is not a question. It's just more of a helpful statement.
As that's happening, Breffy comes down.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Oh, shit. We didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Breffy, what's your secret for dealing with these phantom fungi?
First of all, that is the correct pluralization. I didn't want to be shitty in this sort of moment. It's fungi. That's me as Chris de Burgh talking to Breffy.
You should dodge. You do dodge.
I dodge.
You feel something come within inches of your face, but
I feel something come within inches of my face.
yeah.
Is this still the black pillar?
So I dodged whatever.
No, he dodged. Christopher did.
You got it right in your eye.
That's not so.
That's not so.
All right. Okay, so he's down here.
So Breffy, what the fuck?
We are being attacked right now.
What advice do you have to give us for the phantom fungus?
You get hit in the face.
See?
I dodged.
You feel an invisible presence hit you in the face.
I should have just stayed up on that column.
That's true. You take 6 damage.
Sharpie, do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I cast Mage Armor.
That's a good idea.
On everybody?
Nope. It only works on him. It increases your AC by 4. That makes you harder to hit.
All of us?
Nope, just him.
It's an investment.
I take my rope
Okay.
and I tie the end
To your feet.
I tie the end like a loop, like a lasso, and I get out of the way, everyone. And my friends get out of the way, and I start whipping it around in a circle. To see if I...
Wait, do you have to tell us how long the rope is so that we're out of the radius of it?
It's 12 feet.
All right, let's go 13 feet, everyone.
I'm covered in column cum.
I'll hold my hand.
Okay. Oh.
Careful, everyone. I'll take care of this. I'm going to detect the phantom creatures with my rope tracker. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm watching.
And I start whipping it around in a circle. And everyone thinks I'm doing a good job.
Are you?
She's doing great at that.
Is rope tracker a thing?
No, it's not. The premise is if there is an invisible entity in the way, the rope would interact with it.
Would hit it.
So I will know where the phantom fungi are.
But she doesn't have a thing in her sheet that says rope tracker.
She owns a rope.
I'm calling it my rope tracker.
Oh, she's calling.
This is an audible.
That's why I'm laughing. You're making up. You're like a
It's
He-Man.
just my rope. I'm naming it.
Okay.
Like I named Coco. This
right,
is rope
swinging the rope
tracker.
around.
You feel your rope slap against something invisible.
Oh, wow.
Can I use rapid shot and fire an arrow?
No, don't.
No.
Just fire again. We're going to get out of this without fighting it.
But these are fungi that are going to eat our faces.
Hey, but look at the name. Fun guy, right?
But they attacked us. They're attacking us.
They're
aren't they?
funguses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, funguses. I take out my poison dagger and I sniff it, which most people don't know gets me slightly high, but also gives me, I can see invisible things.
You wish. That would be cool. You can believe that's true.
Maybe can he see where my rope
You
tracker
can all see where
landed?
it hit. Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
So you can see where it hit something.
I hit right there.
Yeah, it did.
I take out my poison dagger.
That's where it hit.
I can't detect sarcasm. And I hurl it at the funguses.
The sarcasm?
No. That is not a constructive thing to use.
He flipped it around.
My poison dagger.
Okay, so you're throwing the poison dagger.
Throw that poison dagger.
Throwing the poison dagger. Okay. Whipping back quickly, you strike. The flying, you fling the poison dagger with great grace and swiftness, alacrity.
They're slightly impressed.
Yeah, more than slightly.
They're fucking impressed.
In the place that you think that the phantom fungus must be. It does not hit.
Fuck. Can someone go get my dagger?
Spencer, what is weapon focus?
Weapon focus makes you better at hitting with the weapon that you have.
Okay, shit, I should have known that.
Can I still detect even though I'm covered in the fungus in my...
You know where the rope hit, whether or not the creature's still there at this point. I mean, maybe.
I don't think the thing is in your face still. I think it just hit you and moved on, right?
Is Mulrain still swinging her rope tracker?
No, you can only do that like once or twice. Like
the way the rope tracker works. You just do it until it hits something and then they don't.
What are my goggles of minute seeing?
They can, if you're searching around, you can see things better. You know, like almost kind of like if you were like an investigator with a magnifying glass or something.
Would it help with this? Or this is invisible.
You don't know that it wouldn't. I mean, it'll help you see, and you can't see this.
All right, I put on my goggles of minute seeing, and I take out my far sword, and I use my weapon focus, and I try to do a far sword attack on the invisible fungus.
Donning the goggles of minute seeing, you can see things minutely in a way that you couldn't before. You can notice the not hazy. You can notice the slight difference between shades of gray where footsteps appear to be being made on the floor. Swinging your sword in a wide arc, you unfurl a beam. Not a beam. Fuck everything. What if I just walked out the back right now? Swinging your sword in a wide arc, a burst of far sword energy launches to where you think the phantom fungus is currently residing at.
Currently residing.
Where it files its taxes.
That's a critical hit, you guys.
Critical hit.
Thank you.
Where it's currently residing. I attacked it at home.
Your sword says resident on it.
You hear a great whoosh as your blast of energy blasts through the clearing that you were kind of in. You hear a flump, flump. You see, materializing before your eyes, two halves of a very disgusting-looking phantom fungus lying on the ground, slain.
Dude, you did it.
I fucking did it.
Amazing.
I fucking did it.
Thank God for that rope tracker.
Hey, you know what fungi hate?
Funguses?
Dryness, heat, light, fireball.
But he's dead.
It's dead.
Honey, he's dead. Stop, he's dead.
Oh,
Please, you're just desecrating its corpse now.
I thought there was more than one. I thought it was a fun guy, not a fun guy.
No, it's funguses. Like there's multiple funguses. Like you're right.
Yeah.
So there's more out
so
there?
there are
Yeah,
other-
one of them's dead though. Totally.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how many more are there?
I don't know, man.
We don't
They're
know.
invisible.
I love how
Yeah,
you're...
Do you want to borrow my rope tracker?
Do you want to let me cast?
You use it
my
so
shit?
well.
You don't know where to cast it.
Dude, I'm gonna aim in the general direction of where it's a big spell with a big effect, a big area of effect.
Well,
it's a
we'll
fireball.
Don't do it at the one that's already dead. Can we use the rope tracker to figure out where it is and then use the fire? We're all using it.
All right.
It's hot. It's like metrosexual. Remember when we were saying that for a while?
Mulrain invented rope tracker technology. Let's use it.
All right. I feel I'm eating a little bit of crow here because I made fun of it, but I'll wait for the rope tracker to tell me where to cast my fireball.
So when you do the rope tracker, we kind of have to get on our knees, right? You don't have to. You're tiny, but so that it goes above our heads.
Right. And I extend the rope to 25 feet.
That'll make it a bit harder to control.
You're really pushing your new invention to its limits, huh? You remember the first plane was only airborne for 40-some seconds.
All right. Well, I bring it back 5 feet. So
like a 15?
20.
Yeah. I forgot what I said last time. Okay.
Just making sure.
All right. So
20. 12?
So it's 17 now.
Do 17 feet.
17
It was
feet.
17.
It's a
at
nice
one point.
prime number.
You guys, the rope tracker wasn't designed for this.
for heavy math. This is heavy math, you guys. This is what heavy math is. Simple subtraction.
All right. I take the rope tracker and I whirl it above my head. And
I feel like it could use a better name also.
The Adventure Facilitator.
Okay, 17 feet.
I thought I would get a bigger reaction to that. It's still the rope tracker. I whirl it around my head.
I'm going to use like clock notation. So, your rope strikes an entity at 4 o'clock.
All
Fireball,
right.
4 o'clock when I get a chance.
Okay.
like when you see an attractive girl at a bar. We're using the same nomenclature.
I don't.
That's what happens at bars.
I've been drunk once. I've been drunk more than once. What's happening?
So
4 o'clock. Oh, yeah, okay. Casting your
cast-
arms in a magical manner, you conjure up a brilliant orb of fire, although its light is slightly muted in the shadow plane.
Igmamius Infernum!
Launching the sphere of light at where you think the rope tracker identified the phantom fungus. It launches. It strikes the ground right where you thought it would be and explodes into a huge radius of fire. The black columns are consumed in the flames, and although it is a bit dim, you can see they're starting to light up in fire. Oops. The charred husk of a phantom fungus falls.
Shoot that poison dagger.
Also,
Hey, Breffy.
Oh yeah, what's Breffy up to?
hey guys, I'm Breffy.
Jump in any time.
You lit the forest on fire.
Well, I was pushed to that.
Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right, Breffy?
We're gonna have to leave unless you want to die of suffocation.
Let's leave.
It's that bad?
Forest fires will kill you, yeah.
Everyone can jump on Shadow Coco, right? We can all
Not
ride.
everyone. I'd say you could fit.
I called shotgun on Shadow Coco.
Well, I have shotgun.
You can fit one person in Quark, because Quark's really small, so he doesn't.
All right.
I get on the back of Coco.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea. It's like you feel like you've been there before.
I can only take one of you.
I can cast haste and move very fast.
Yeah, you can.
I can move. I was gonna say I can move silently, but that won't make a difference to a fire, right?
It certainly wouldn't.
I hide from the fire by closing my eyes.
According to De Niro in Backdraft, it's a living thing.
All right. Well, I try and reason with it then.
You form some compelling arguments, but it's not soaking in.
So is it good to flee these columns, or is there more to be gained from these columns?
Was anything ever gained from these columns?
The guy, Breffy.
Breffy the Wanderer.
Breffy.
But I mean, if those weren't there, he would have just been standing in roughly the same area, probably.
Oh, okay.
So there's nothing
I
to
don't
be
know.
gained.
Well, Breffy, where should we? Where to?
We should get away from the fire.
Who are you?
Breffy sounds like a character in an old CD-ROM game. Who you just keep on...
I feel like we should keep him around with us.
Like Oregon Trail. Like,
Yeah.
I'd like to buy 3 pounds of bacon. I loved Oregon Trail.
Me too. Great game. Great.
So, can I also run with these guys? As
Oh
they're
yeah,
running?
I'd recommend it.
I do it.
Nice. You guys are fleeing the fire.
Can I go and get my dagger?
Yeah.
I
There's enough time for that.
I get my dagger and then I run.
All right, we flee.
Hurriedly fleeing from the fire, you find yourself amidst something I'm going to read.
Sweet.
The fire is far away now, but you're still within the thicket of columns. And as you can see, there are woven between the black shadowy trees, sticky braid-like nets and meshes of shimmering white webbing, which stands out in stark contrast to the dull grays and blacks of the plain. The webbing envelops the entire forest from this point on, blanketing in thick, ropey strands of silk. You can see bubble-like pustules on the webby floor, ominously pulsing, and the path that Breffy has been leading you down is barred by webs and nets strung between the trees. Be careful now. We don't want to disturb any phase spiders.
Yeah, no shit.
What's their name? Face spiders?
Phase spiders, as
Like
in
they
they
attack your
phase.
face?
As in they phase.
Phase, not like face
like
spider.
phasers.
With a PH. With a PH.
Okay, good. Face spider sounds scarier.
Yeah.
Phase spiders.
Or the face spiders.
Guys, I don't want to be a dick, but I don't like Breffy.
I don't know. He helps us.
What did he help us do? He
Can we get rid of Breffy?
he didn't really help us with the fungus.
Is he in earshot of this
Yeah,
discussion?
he is.
Can we
Unless
whisper?
I guess you could
I
specify
take
otherwise.
Breffy.
I try and I make a
take-
loud sound while you guys discuss it, so he can't hear.
I take Breffy in Roadhouse fashion.
Radiant red. I sing that.
And I take Breffy by the collar if he has a collar on, and I pin him up against like a tree.
His
little-
collar is vaguely sticky.
Okay, well then it helps me hold on to him better.
It definitely does, yeah.
And I hold him up against a tree and I go, "Listen, Breffy, if you let us into a trap, so help me God, I'll knee you in the nuts, Sam Elliott style."
Does this look as adorable as I think it looks?
That's your guys' call.
You should knee him in the nuts just to be safe.
All right, I'll good cop this. Hey, man, why would
No, Sharpie, stand down.
Why would he lead us into a trap by telling us to be careful for phase spiders?
We left the fire and he took us into a phase spider nest.
Well, we just ran from the fire, and he's warning us about this. Like, we just thought this was elegant white silk.
I mean, should we use the rope tracker? Or?
Well, we know where the stuff is. I mean, it's a great invention, but I don't think we need it every step of the way.
Is there a way to get around the phase spider area? I mean, why would we have to walk through this?
Because you
There's a
were
fire
fleeing
behind.
a fire. I mean, you could pick your way away from
Can
it.
I use? Is there a magic beast that I could summon that could kind of guide us through this area?
You can summon nature's allies, but they wouldn't be like particularly great at guiding you through because they're from a different plane. Dead silence.
So I shouldn't do that.
I mean, it would if you wanted another ally on your team, it would work. But if you wanted a guide, it wouldn't work.
Can I use a hat of disguise and look like a face spider?
Oh, Jesus.
No, you can only emulate humanoid creatures with the hat of disguise.
Aren't I from this area?
You're from the plane of Twyla, which is a different dimension than the plane of Shadow, but they're related.
So are
Guys, I
there?
think we have to go through this.
You don't have to do anything.
Is it like an alternate dimension, like a shadow world? So there would be real world counterpart to this area.
Yeah, definitely.
So I do know the terrain a little bit.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, it's different than the plane of Twyla that you remember. So it's not the same. Maybe it's similar a bit, but it's not the same as the plane you're recognizing.
Guys, there's nothing I can do.
So I examine the immediate surroundings right in front of us.
You're like there's the path before you, but it's covered in webs. You'd have to like cut down the webs.
All
to
right,
really
I
get
take out my
through.
sword.
That's not a good idea. That's how they find out that something.
Or you could sneak through them. Like
Okay,
I think that's better.
I use my ability my small size and my ability to sneak about.
Or
You're sneaky too.
Or you could
Yeah.
light them on fire.
No, that's when they'll come for
Light
us.
them on fire.
That didn't work for us like 2 minutes ago.
Well, I mean, I don't
Or
know.
you could light yourselves on fire.
Well,
I'm just throwing out options.
I mean, we're running. The reason we're here is because one fireball like fucking took out a whole forest. I mean, it's kind of like having the U.S. Air Force on our side. We could just defoliate this area.
Anybody out there have any advice for us?
They're basically like drones. Yes, somebody was raising their hand.
It was just
Oh,
stretching.
you
It
were
was
just stretching.
Relax.
Just stretching.
I think their advice would be to pause it and like we should close out the show and address the spider nest next week, right?
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, we got to pick a movie for next week. And
Spider Nest cliffhanger.
Because I mean, what would happen that we would,
Thank you, Kumail Nanjiani. One more time for Kumail.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Aaron McGaffey.